Hidden deep within the forests of France lies a world filled with movement, echoes of gunfire, and the intense rhythm of nature. This environment sets the stage for one of the most dramatic and regulated wildlife control practices in Europe: wild boar hunting. France, home to one of the largest populations of wild boars on the continent, has become a central point in efforts to manage the growing impact of these animals. Wild boars primarily inhabit forests, grasslands, and agricultural zones, particularly in regions such as the Verges, Ardennes, Pyrenees, and Corsica. Over recent decades, their population has increased sharply, leading to serious challenges for farmers, landowners, and wildlife authorities. It is estimated that wild boars cause between 30 and 50 million euros in agricultural losses each year by damaging crops such as corn, wheat, and grapes. In response, hunting plays an important role in population control. Between 700,000 and 800,000 wild boars are hunted annually in France, a significant rise compared to the 400,000 recorded in the 1990s. This increase reflects both the rapid population growth and the intensified efforts to manage it. Wild boar hunting in France is highly regulated. It is not only considered a traditional sporting activity, but also a critical part of wildlife management. The hunting season typically runs from August to February, although certain regions extend this period in response to local population pressures. Outside of these months, special permits are required and are issued only under specific control measures approved by local authorities. Around 600,000 licensed hunters are active in France each year, with wild boar hunting making up a large portion of big game activities. Approximately 70% of wild boars are hunted during organized group events, which are considered more effective in areas with high animal density. This practice supports thousands of jobs across sectors such as hunting, gear production, guide services, and meat processing. Wild boar meat is viewed as a delicacy and is frequently featured in upscale restaurants. According to a 2022 report, nearly 800,000 wild boars are hunted annually, accounting for roughly 40 to 50% of all legally harvested wildlife in the country. Although night hunting represents a smaller portion, approximately 10 to 15%, it is carefully controlled due to safety and ethical considerations. Night hunts typically occur during the official hunting season and are more common in regions with dense wild boar populations, such as Grand Est, Nouvelle-Aquitaine, and Occitanie. These hunts require specialized equipment, including night vision tools and infrared scopes, and are occasionally supported by trained hunting dogs. In 2021 alone, around 5,000 hunters were issued special permits for night operations in designated zones. Wild boars are responsible for between 50 and 80 million euros in agricultural damage annually. As a result, night hunting has proven to be an effective tool, particularly in areas where damage to vineyards, grain fields, and other crops is most severe. France's approach to wild boar hunting serves as an example of how controlled harvesting can be used as a strategy to balance conservation with economic and safety concerns. Hunter education programs emphasize sustainable practices, population monitoring, and the importance of preventing overhunting. Ultimately, wild boar hunting in France supports broader environmental protection efforts and contributes to maintaining ecological balance. Accurate data from reputable sources show that these strategies have helped reduce economic losses and stabilize wild boar populations. As attention turns to other species, the story continues. Across Europe and beyond, wild boars are not only an agricultural challenge, they pose growing risks to human safety. In many countries, including Italy, wild boars have become a major hazard on roadways. Each year, hundreds of traffic accidents are linked to these animals, resulting in serious vehicle damage and significant safety threats to drivers. These incidents can cause extended traffic congestion and require costly cleanup efforts. The remains of animals involved in collisions often obstruct roads, leading to secondary accidents when drivers are forced to brake or swerve unexpectedly. The combined cost of vehicle repairs, emergency responses, and traffic delays is estimated to reach hundreds of millions of euros annually. Recognizing this danger, the Italian government has revised its wildlife control policies. Among the new measures is the increased allowance for regulated hunting during nighttime hours, when wild boars are most active. In addition, authorities have promoted the use of smart monitoring systems, advanced trapping technologies, and closer collaboration with wildlife experts. The overarching goal is to reduce the risk to drivers, protect farmland and natural resources, and preserve balance within the local ecosystems. These coordinated actions highlight the broader challenges and responsibilities associated with managing invasive or overabundant wildlife species in modern Europe. To ensure both effectiveness and public safety, the Italian government has introduced strict regulations for wild boar hunting. Participants must be at least 18 years old, hold a valid hunting license, and complete extensive training before being allowed to take part in the activity. Modern equipment, such as infrared scopes and thermal imaging devices, is permitted to aid in tracking and identifying targets from a distance. All hunting operations are conducted under official supervision to minimize potential risks. Teams of trained professionals are deployed into dense forests where wild boars are known to roam. These hunters are typically armed with .38 caliber Winchester rifles, powerful enough to effectively bring down adult wild boars weighing over 220 pounds. In addition to being properly armed, hunters are required to wear specialized protective gear. This includes thick, impact-resistant clothing, bulletproof vests to safeguard against sudden attacks, and reinforced gloves for safe handling after the animals are neutralized. Wild boars have extremely sharp senses, especially in smell and hearing, allowing them to detect potential threats from a considerable distance. As a result, hunters must move carefully, using wind direction to mask human scent and maintaining a strategic distance to avoid detection. Even minimal noise can trigger a defensive response. Wild boars are capable of fleeing quickly or charging with alarming speed and power if they feel cornered. These animals can reach running speeds of up to 25 kilometers per hour and possess sharp tusks, making them particularly dangerous in close-range encounters. To address wild boar overpopulation in hard-to-reach regions, aerial hunting has also been introduced. Helicopters are used to monitor and manage the population from above. While this method significantly improves efficiency, it also demands a high level of skill. Hunters participating in aerial operations must have at least 5 years of experience and possess precise shooting capabilities. Each helicopter undergoes no fewer than 3 technical inspections before deployment to ensure operational safety during fast-paced missions. During hunts, coordination between pilots and hunters is critical for target identification and shooting accuracy. Maintaining stability at high altitudes and speeds requires advanced expertise, and these operations are restricted to specific hours and authorized zones to reduce their impact on nearby communities, livestock, and ecosystems. Strict oversight is in place to ensure compliance with these policies and to monitor the effectiveness of aerial hunting in managing the invasive wild boar population. However, population control does not end with the hunt. Proper carcass disposal plays a crucial role in preventing environmental contamination and disease spread. According to government regulations, all wild boar remains must be collected, counted, and reported to relevant authorities after each operation. Carcasses deemed safe may undergo veterinary inspection and, if approved, be processed for human consumption. Those not meeting safety standards are handled through biological treatment or incineration to maintain environmental sustainability. Some local restaurants legally use wild boar meat in specialty dishes, helping reduce resource waste and contributing to the regional economy. The meat is appreciated for its rich flavor and high nutritional value. Before it enters the market, however, the meat must undergo thorough inspection to eliminate risks related to parasites and diseases such as African swine fever. Regulations are enforced to ensure food safety, protect public health, and preserve the sustainability of local culinary industries. The wild boar crisis in Italy has become a serious concern, affecting not only public safety on roads, but also causing economic and environmental challenges. To combat this, The government has implemented a comprehensive strategy involving controlled hunting, aerial monitoring, and regulated processing procedures. Nonetheless, long-term solutions require cooperation among government agencies, local communities, and wildlife conservation organizations. Joint efforts are essential to maintaining a balance between public safety and environmental preservation.